Alright guys, we got another box from KC Tool that we're going to unbox here. Without further introduction, let's go ahead and just jump right into this. Alright, first thing, it looks like they hooked me up with some stickers this time. I don't think I have that one yet. And I know I don't have this one, so thanks for throwing those in. Okay, so the first thing I picked up, if you go browsing around the KC Tool website, you run into some interesting and odd things. This right here I think is like a little promotional product. It's probably not made by Stahlwille themselves, but it's a letter opener in the form of a spanner. So it looks like it was all forged into one piece. It doesn't look like they took the spanner and welded that on. But I'm not sure from the way this is chromed. I don't know if Stahlwille themselves made this or not. I kind of like the presentation there. So it looks like it'll make a good gift for somebody who's a big tool fan. So next thing I picked up in anticipation of a future showdown of a pliers wrench is the Gedore model, 183-10. So this is made in Austria, and it's made very much like the Knipex model. It looks like there's a lot of similarities in the way the cam function works. But I can already right away I can see quite a few differences. It looks like this is a much thinner profile on this guy. So I guess if you needed to get in there, there's not a lot of clearance. This will work a little bit better than the Knipex would. So I'll have to do a full comparison on those. And I saw the Knipex recently came out with a new and improved version of their pliers wrench. So I'll have to see if I could pick one of those up as part of the comparison. Most of the changes are pretty superficial. They've removed a little bit of weight, and they've added some markers for sizes right on here. But they also added a non-chrome plated version to their line, so we'll take a closer look at that. So the next thing I picked up is this Gedore 133 gasket scraper. So I needed one of these a couple weeks ago, and I realized I didn't have a really good gasket scraper. I needed one to scrape some old gasket out of a wood stove. Yeah, you know what this almost looks like is one of their chisels or punches, just with a handle on it, with that type of profile there. Gasket scrapers, I don't think they typically have this thick of a shaft on them. So there's a lot of material here. It looks like you could sharpen this if it ever gets worn down. Got plenty of material to sharpen there. So yeah, if you look at the Gedore, any Gedore punch right here, it looks like the shaft is pretty close to the same as this 8mm size. Well, we'll have to find another project to work on this. I'm sure I'll find something pretty soon. So the next item I pick up is another aluminum splitting wedge from Ochsenkopf. So the one I did the original review on, which was a very early review on this channel, they've since discontinued that particular model, and they kept this model in their catalog. So this one is more of a oval shaped twisting aluminum wedge, and the other one I had was a square shaped one, and the one I had before had a lot more twist in it than this one does. So it'll be interesting to see, but I can already see some major differences in the design of this one than the other one I have. So I do plan to revisit that aluminum splitting wedge. There's a couple of things I found that aren't necessarily bad things, but just things you got to know about using these. When you use these, you're going to tend to form basically like a burr or an edge around here as you hit this and flatten it out. What I found out later is that you're supposed to remove that burr, because if you hit that burr, there's a chance that because it's actually part of the metal, it's still formed in the metal, you could chip off a piece of the edge. So you're supposed to kind of keep that straight, kind of like it is now. But I really haven't had anything bad other than that to say about the aluminum wedges. They've been working out pretty well, and I've broken steel wedges before, especially in cold weather. They tend to break pretty much right up around here. Look for this coming up not too long. I got some wood I need to split soon. So if you're wondering why that box was so big, I picked up the this year's Stahlwille calendar, advent calendar. Looks like they just got a piece of tape holding it in over here. I like the form factor of this with the built-in handle. That's pretty nice. But I think the reason for the handle is if you look here, it looks like they're kind of modeling one of their plastic cases in the form of this calendar with these latches that they show here and the logo. So the handle was just there to kind of match that with the hinges down here as well. So you can see right here the tools that it comes with. So it looks like it's a set of combination spanners, a magnet flashlight, the combination tool, and then a set of hex L keys, as well as a case to put everything in. So I don't know, do people give these out as gifts quite often? I would think that if you give somebody an advent calendar for Christmas, it's already over. I guess you could use it the following year. So we'll definitely try to get to this pretty soon, because I know a lot of people probably will want to get one. And unfortunately, they sell out so fast that probably by the time I do this review, they're probably going to be all gone. So if you're on the fence about getting one of these, I would go ahead and pick it up. Because if you add up the cost of the tools in these calendars, you usually save around 50% or something if you were to buy those tools separately. So even if you get it just for the tools and not the calendar aspect, it's a good deal. And that's probably why they don't make a lot of these, is because the margins on them are probably so small. So yeah, they're really just doing it more as a courtesy or a yearly thank you to their customers. I don't think that they're making these calendars really to make a killing in profit or anything like that. Alright guys, well I think that's going to wrap it up for this one. Look for some of these tools in future reviews. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that, and I'll catch you guys next time.